Look to the eyes are around the room. Look to the eyes you're under. In a moment, you'll believe that you're on a podcast with your best friend talking about your mental health. 3, 2, 1. Back in the room.
Whoa. What an era
I know,
that
man.
was of British television.
You loved it. Like, you'd look forward to that.
Yeah.
Coming off from school. I knew an episode of Little Britain tonight.
I think it was the first ever DVD that I bought
Little Britain 1 and 2 double pack.
from Woolworths at the top of Walsall Town with my Christmas money on Boxing Day. And I watched them religiously.
Every day, multiple times.
Yep.
Looping DVDs.
It was like my early Family Guy
Yeah.
and American Dad.
Yeah.
Like most people, kind of watch that at night.
Still watch that at night.
Sometimes, not as often now, but sometimes.
I don't think I've watched Family Guy for like 10 seasons.
Yeah.
It's been like 10 years.
That's
since I
wild.
watched Family Guy. I used to watch in bed. That used to be the thing. Yeah.
Still good.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's better, American Dad or Family Guy?
For the longest time, I preferred American Dad.
A lot of people say that.
I think the characters are just so much funnier. Yeah, there's a lot more to the characters.
Yeah.
Whereas Family Guy went down a route of being like super story focused, I think, if that's fair to say. But yeah, American Dad's characters, they're just so funny.
Yeah.
Like Roger, I think he's probably the best written character that's ever been on television. I don't
Really?
even care.
It's a big statement.
Yeah. Honestly wild.
So many layers.
He's just so funny. Yeah, exactly. They can do anything with him.
Yeah,
He's an alien who fancy dress.
So good.
A cosplaying alien.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Good. You up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah. You heard me. Yeah, you heard me.
I didn't. It's quite difficult sometimes, you know.
Cans on.
I mean, not much, I'll be honest. You know, getting back into the swing of having pod daily life. Yeah, just still rolling with a good mood.
Good.
It's continuing.
It is. We're back.
I'm not going to say that I've cracked it, but you know, there's certain elements of the old MH that are still, you know,
Present.
and in a negative way.
Yeah.
We all have mental health. Let me just put that out there. Mental health doesn't mean negative mental health. Your mental health is literally what it says on the tin. It's not your physical health. It's your mental health. In there.
In your head.
Don't do that.
Huh? What?
It's that little weird thing. You'll set it off.
Have people noticed that, by the way?
That's why we noticed it, because people noticed it.
Holding my head when I get stressed or overthink.
Yeah, it came out once, big time. Episode 18, I think. You're having a bit of a wobble. Live. On telly. And it was super prominent.
Frowning and...
It was like you had one of those body modification donuts under your skin. Have you seen them?
Oh.
When they get like implants under their skin of certain shapes and stuff.
Why? But the visual not enough. We have to go 4D with it.
Yeah, 4D.
4D.
It stinks as well. How have you been? How's the kids?
All right. Yeah, sound. All good. Can't complain. I took my daughter to a party the other day.
Did you get a lot of them? Because I feel like when we were kids,
Yeah.
every weekend I was coming away with a little gift bag with a slither of cake in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't get invited to many.
Ah.
My mum didn't want to take me.
I reckon you were a bit of a head when you were younger.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you didn't get invited.
Easily distracted.
Do you reckon you were the naughty kid on the estate?
No, because I wasn't allowed out, really. I wasn't really allowed out till my teens.
No.
So, I was kind of a recluse.
Oh.
I wasn't allowed out after school. I remember the time when I did go out after school for the first time. I went over the cut.
That's a canal.
It's a canal. Yeah, the cut. The canal. Went for a walk over the canal with my mate. We went to his house after school. It's my first time. And we were walking for miles and miles and miles. I was like, oh, shit, I don't know where I'm going.
Scared.
I'm so far away from home, I don't know where I'm going.
Like Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah. He's like, I stopped at a cornfield. And I was like, come on, Kieran. I was like, I can't.
One more step, Mr. Frodo.
One more step across this bridge, and it's the furthest away from home I've ever been. Oh,
it's a bit of a weird thing for him to say. Like, he's been to that moment numerous times. That point in that field.
Yeah, can't go past it.
He stood there multiple times thinking, I'm saving this.
Farmer Maggot's crop on the other side. Maybe it was just trauma as a kid. You can't get past there, Mr. Farmer Maggot will shoot you. Put some magic on you.
That's what you think. Sam was scared to
Yeah,
play that one last
some
time.
magic, yeah.
This is safety. When the cameras are rolling. Anyway, yeah, you took your kid out.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're walking across the cup, and I was like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? He was like, oh, we'll go rabbiting. What? We'll go rabbiting. Okay, what's that? You went, oh, catch rabbits, kill them. What?
Be serious.
I'm at 11. This age, yeah. Lad was called Kieran as well. Ooh, breaking the 4-4
Two
again.
Kieran's.
So yeah, we'll go rabbiting. So we went over these farmers' fields, and then he had a lighter with him. He's a bit of a rogue. And he was like, he showed me, he proceeded to show me how to smoke the rabbits out of the holes so you can catch them. So we got loads of like grass and old leaves. We put them at this one end of the hole. We set it on fire, and he
Is
says,
Kieran a hunter?
Bear Grylls.
Hunter-gatherer?
Well, he was from the Blake, or maybe he was hungry. Blake was in the West Midlands, poor area. Right, and yeah, we set this fire, and he said, like, we wait. So we were like waiting in this bush, and all of a sudden, like, a family of rabbits run out of this other hole because he's smoking them out. So he hightails across this field. I don't know what to do. I'm panicking because I can't believe these rabbits have actually come out of the hole.
This is the first time you've ever seen an animal in the flesh.
What's going on? He's legging it. He's like, all of a sudden, like, he's halfway across this big field. And he's like, I've got one. Come here. And look, gingerly run over. And he's wrestling this rabbit. He's got it by his ears. And then we took it into this bush. And I was like, now what? And he's like, oh, we kill it. There's a knife. He hands me a knife.
When you said we took it into a bush, all my mind thought was,
He was going to literally bunny bum a rabbit in the bush. No, it wasn't that far, but it's still quite dark.
But you murdered a rabbit in a bush.
I couldn't do it.
Mm.
I had a conscience, believe it or not. And, oh God, it's awful. He tries to stab it, and he can't get the knife in. It's too blunt. Sorry, this is harrowing.
This is up.
This is up.
This explains a lot.
Yeah. What do you mean? You said you liked the rabbit stew?
Huh?
Right. He tries to stab this rabbit. It's good. So he gets by the ears. He slams it on the floor several times. Rabbit's twitching on the floor, and he beat it to death with a log.
Wow.
And then he pretended it was a puppet, making it talk and stuff with the ears.
He put his hand up his ass. Or is it like you kind of after 2 fingers in the ears?
Yeah, just to get that full
2 fingers
effect.
in the mouth.
But that's up.
That's awful.
Mm.
That is the sad reality of things that kids used to do.
Mm.
People moan that people spend kids these days spend way too much time on their computers. And
I was over the lad killing a rabbit. I reckon he's in jail now.
I reckon he murdered people.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a psychopath, that is.
It is. That's where it starts. I'm glad that you couldn't go through with it, mate.
No, I couldn't, because it's messed up. But yeah, it's a traumatic childhood experience, that is.
First time you ever went out.
I thought I shared it.
No.
It literally just came to me.
It's horrific.
It was horrific. I forgot my train of thought because it's
I mean, this whole thing started because you told me that you took Nola to her.
Oh God, yeah.
birthday
God, that's an ADHD curveball if I've ever seen one. Right, yeah. I took her to a party, and yeah, I do get to go a lot. Well, me and the wife take
That's
it
where
to
they started.
yeah, and we went to the party, obviously, and it's awkward anyway. You get take a little present along, and I can give it. The kid never comes down to receive the present. Nola refuses to give the present to the kid. They just want to go off and play. They don't really care. So, and you want the parent to see that you've made an effort to get the kid a toy, and you want your daughter to. They don't do it. It's awkward. So then they go off and play. So what do? Stand with the other parents. Nightmare.
How's that?
It's in it. It's because you just all stand in this room. You're right. And normally it's bad anyway. There's chat that you don't really care about. I don't care when it might seem like I'm an asshole, but I don't really care where anybody was there. I'm never going to be friends with these people. I have no intention of being friends with these people. I don't care. Right?
What's the topic of conversation?
The school.
The kids.
I wonder when their sports days. Can you believe they break up soon? I don't care.
Yeah.
Can we have the cake and go home, please? How long is this? I think I actually asked that question. I was like, how long is this going for? When can we go? 2 hours long. 2 hours too long, in my opinion. But so then just standing around. At this one in particular, no one's talking. And I'm uncomfortable anyway. But we're all in this tight space. There's just 3 lines of tables, little tables and chairs full of snacks and stuff. I'm just stood there feeling so awkward. Just full of anxiety. I was like, will someone speak?
And you can't really just whip your phone out and start scrolling on TikTok.
People were.
Were they?
And I'm like, this is so bad. At least bother to talk about each other's kids or something else. It's just awkward, just anxiety. And they all come in and everyone's trying to wish their kids, feed their own kids the food. It's not like it used to be. The parents are like, oh, come on, guys. Everyone's just like their own
involved
individual.
with each other. And
yeah, it's weird. I couldn't wait to leave, man. It was so awkward. Rising friends, Dan, wake up and smell the coffee, my friend.
Is that what I think it is?
It is.
Is that our Rise coffee box of the month?
It is. Let's have a look.
Someone's excited. Oh, and much like every box that we get through the post from Rise, it contains 2 bags. That's right, 2 bags.
I can smell it.
It's 2 bags from independent roasters. And this month, we are partnering with Midlands-based roaster Bear.
And the Bear. That was my dad's nickname. And he loved coffee as well.
He did.
Delicious.
Well, I've got something else for you as well, mate.
Go on then, mate.
A nice little treat to go with your coffee. There you go.
Goodness. Dan, I'm going to open this right now. What's the code?
30% off your first 2 boxes. Use code BoysCry2 at checkout. Rise!
And friends. Oh, we're still recording, aren't we?
We are. Believe it or not, we're doing a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. This is one of your kids' parties.
Oh, no. I'm getting worse.
One of them parents.
It's on their phones.
Yeah.
It's rude, man.
That was rude. I want you to know that was rude.
Oh.
All I'm doing is,
You're going to keep that in
yeah. Segueing out of a nice little sponsor read, and there you are. That's the reality of what happens when the cameras aren't rolling.
Going back to what I said last week, this is why I hate mobile phones. Poisonous.
Awful. You're the worst.
Sorry if you were there.
But what I was hearing then, mate, about your little story is I feel like your social anxiety is getting worse.
So do I. It's getting worse as I get older.
Mm.
And I've always had it. And just close the door a second because I feel like we're in the Wizard of Oz and we're going to take off.
We're going to get blown away. This was meant to be a nice weekend.
Hello there.
And just for, again, transparency, you can actually reach across to the other side of the studio from where we are sat. That's how small our space is. I want you to
that was the door. A little bit. It's one I don't hear now. Right. Yeah, I'm definitely getting worse as I get older, and I've always had it. Thinking about it, especially thinking about it in nights out from like younger years in my 20s, from stuff like that. And that's when when I think about, I've had social anxiety before, and I've always had it. And it's the pre-drinks stage.
When you went sauced up and...
Yeah, and then you're talking to friends of friends in like a kitchen. And
house parties. Oh, they're the worst.
How do you know him then? How do you know him? Oh, again, I don't care. And maybe it's a bit of ignorance as well, but it's like, it's the fear of having crap conversations. Or maybe I'm just honest, I don't know. Like, and it's just awkward. And then so you have to drink more to mask, to create this bond almost over alcohol.
It's almost like that false confidence in it by drinking.
Yeah. I think that's what it is for me as well, especially with alcohol. That's why it's not good for me, I don't think.
Or it was, throughout your late teens until, your mid-20s.
Yeah.
That was kind of why you were such a confident guy, because you were sauced up 75% of the time.
Sauced? Legit, yeah. God, yeah. Anyone else who masks their social anxiety with alcohol, I feel for you. No thanks.
Well, I mean, obviously you're not at kids' parties all the time.
No.
So, thankfully.
Luckily, it's not a weekly occurrence.
But, are you doing anything to kind of actively address social anxiety as you get older? Or have you kind of just, I don't know. Because, right, feel like there's a very much a difference between being socially anxious and being antisocial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, obviously when conversation's crap, you don't want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, what you were saying, there's a level of...
Because I am very sociable. So I feel like it's a bit of both. Like, I am anxious because I feel like there's pressure to talk because I am so anxious. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because when there's pressure to talk, that's when conversation happens.
Yeah. But when the conversation does happen, I don't enjoy it. And I wish it wasn't happening. But, like, I am more aware of how I am now. But, like, I just try and be my organic self as possible. And I feel like that's the focus going into these things. It's like, I'm not going to put up a front, pretend I'm someone I'm not. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is me, hello. Just crack any kind of joke I want, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to like social anxiety that's not a party and just public, like the past couple of years, I've become so in tune with that. And I'm aware that like I get so like sensory overload with all the noise. For example, sitting down for a meal in a public place, I'm aware of like people scraping the chair, cutlery going, kids crying, chatter everywhere. And that becomes really overwhelming for me. And that's where I discovered loops.
What's that?
It's, I'll show you.
Oh, these little things.
These little things. Loops. So that's the brand name, Loop. And basically, they look like headphones.
Like earbud type things.
Earbuds.
Okay.
And you've got different noise cancelling settings.
Oh, so it just filters out noise?
Yeah. And there's different levels to it. And it filters out the noise. And I swear to God, I've been so much better since I've had it. Because it gets rid of all the little noises. You seem deaf, like half the time, which is good. But then, like for someone like me, then you concentrate more on your thoughts. So it's like,
yeah.
But yeah, it helps getting stressed out, irritated at all the little noises. So if anyone struggles with that, like I do recommend them highly. Like
this isn't like a plug or anything.
No. I'm just saying, like from personal experience,
you use.
This is what I use now.
And do you use them just in any social kind of situations? Are they pretty discreet, I guess is what I'm getting.
Yeah, they look like earbuds.
So you look like you are wearing something.
Yeah. But no one will know. But it's good for supermarkets. It's good for just public things where like on the tube. I reckon they'd be amazing.
Just allows you to focus on what you're doing.
Yeah. Say if you were reading or something on the tube or something like that. Very, very good. Highly recommend them. Yeah. So I am taking little steps.
How long have you been using them?
Only about a month or so.
But it's been a noticeable difference.
Yeah. Because I get really irritated by noise, by little things that shouldn't really irritate a person. But yeah, I'm doing my thing, man. Trying
No,
these little
good.
remedies here and there that just get you through it.
I think
How
I've
do
seen
you
them
do?
on my like Instagram feed and stuff.
Have you?
You know, like ads coming up.
Ah,
Oh, maybe they're trying to tell me something.
maybe you need some. Don't you get like that though? Don't you get a bit funny in public?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm socially anxious. I mean, we've talked about that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
I think maybe subconsciously I've been using my AirPods as kind of that filter. It's got very similar kind of settings, where you can either choose to let the sound in or completely cancel the sound out. But I mean, I'll wear my AirPods even if there's no music, just so I can get that quite quiet kind of mode.
It's good though because like if you're in conversation in public and you can't concentrate, you'll only hear.
You can focus on what they're saying.
Yeah. Because I'm very much like that. It's like, if someone's trying to give me some important information and there's other stuff going on, oh no. No.
I don't think I'd have that issue though, because you won't find me in conversation with people in public.
Antisocial.
It'd be a good album name, wouldn't it? The Socially Anxious Antisocial Club.
There we go.
Whoa.
That's a plug.
Get that made.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like there's something else I wanted to speak about today, and
Oh, are we going?
you know, like we've touched on like your autism thing.
We've merely speculated on whether I'm on the spectrum.
Especially on the old spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm there as well. I feel like I'm gonna be passed on to like get a test done.
Passed on.
Yeah.
Why'd you say so? What'd you say?
Because like we all know I'm obsessed with wrestling.
Weirdly so.
And the thing is, when I was making something for my son's birthday, I was making him an entranceway for his figures. To walk out the aisle way. And I found myself in designing it for him. Like I took a specific set. It's got to be a particular way. And I was designing it and I couldn't get the font. The main WrestleMania font that sits on top of the set. And I was freaking out. Because someone else suggested, I just use this font. And I had to agree because if I didn't agree, it wouldn't get made. But like it bothered me so much. Like I felt myself like having an anxiety attack because it was wrong.
That's wild.
And I was like, oh God.
Because it wasn't going to how you saw it in your head.
I was like, oh, I'm autistic. I was just like, there's little things like that bother me. Like if certain things aren't accurate. Like there was a quiz that my son was doing on YouTube. And then one of the answers was wrong.
You were like, nope.
Wrong. And it bothered me. Like, really bothered me. Like, upset. My day was upturned.
I mean, if you were, and again, this is entirely speculation, just having a conversation. If you don't have these conversations, you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never have the drive to potentially go get a test, like you said, or whatever. But, I mean, there's certain things, I kind of... I'd say that your flavour is definitely the old wrestling obsession. Because you do have, like, an encyclopedic knowledge
Yeah, it's weird.
of WWE.
Mm.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just randomly test you sometimes because it blows my mind.
Do now.
I'm God. Who was on the pay-per-view poster for Vengeance 06?
Oh dear. It's John Cena and
I'm going to get it right
there.
now.
06.
Vengeance 06. WWE.
There's multiple people. Edge was on there. RVD. Now it's John Cena and Edge, wasn't
It is... Oh, is that the DVD? Does that count?
Wait there, I'm going to have a look.
John Cena and Edge, you're
Yeah.
right.
Face to face.
What's written across it?
DX.
Yeah.
It's DX. Front over it,
Yeah. All right, let me do another one quick.
It's like an autism test.
Let's go.
Sweaty palms. For that.
No Way Out 2002.
Oh, is this the matches? So it'd be Undertaker, Rock. It was Jericho, Austin, and Kurt Angle, Triple H. They're all on the cover. And it's got NWO in the No Way Out.
That's wild. Spot on. All right, let's do another one. Let's go. Ooh, I'm trying to think of a. This is actually wild, mate. It really is.
I can see it. It's like it's there. I can see it. He's looking now.
I'm trying to think of a.
You can't.
That's a pretty easy one. St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh yes, Vinnie Mac.
Do more.
Rose in it.
Brilliant. What's an obscure pay-per-view?
Unforgiven.
Let me do a recent one.
Oh, see, this is where it gets a bit foggy though.
Nah, I'm doing it.
From like 2012 onwards.
We're gonna go Roadblock, End of the Line.
What year?
Is that?
Kevin Owens was on a cover. Roman Reigns was on a cover.
It is those two.
Okay.
End of the Line was its own pay-per-view, wasn't it?
Oh, Kevin Owens then.
It was Kevin Owens and Roman.
Yeah. See?
Wild.
Yeah. Definitely something there. Should know that much knowledge. Have a posters.
Posters?
One-time event.
I reckon you could name the cards as well for those events.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
No, that's long.
That's boring.
Alienating the audience. Yeah. So I definitely think there's definitely something there. For sure. And that's definitely
It's
my
proper
thing.
wild, mate.
Someone said it to me once. Because like somebody we know, Ben, he was like, oh, look at his knowledge. And someone said, name a match from any pay-per-view. And someone said like, oh, what's the opener for SummerSlam 01? I was like, oh, Landstorm and Edge in a Continental title. And the guy just looked at me and he went, are you autistic? Story.
You know, maybe you could have just absorbed all of this knowledge because you did spend a hell of a lot of time watching all of these things. But
So much tape.
it is proper wild, mate. I have my suspicions.
Yeah, no, and everything I do relates back to it.
Mm.
Like my geography is because of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things that I've learned from it. Body parts, science, like just
Body parts?
like muscles. What muscles are called? What tendons are called?
Because of injuries and
Because
stuff.
of injuries.
That's wild.
Yeah,
No way.
I know everything because of that. And someone says like, oh, what certain nerve?
Oh, he's
or-
got a rotator cuff injury.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was till John Cena tore his rotator cuff in 08.
It's true though. I
That's
think,
right.
yeah. No, I agree. Like knowing what a quad was.
Triple H.
Yeah.
Because he tore his quad.
Or Vinnie Mac when he tore both quads at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Royal Rumble.
You see, good knowledge. You're on there and all. But yeah, there's definitely something there. I haven't found a hyper focus that's close.
I don't think you'd ever have one.
Nah.
Because that's like a lifelong, love and passion.
I wish I did though. Like I really wish I was into football.
You do?
I do, yeah, because I like the camaraderie of it, and I think it's that fan thing again. It's a similar appeal.
It's nice if there's, a super big match on. Like whether it's the Euros or the World Cup or something like that.
Yeah.
But for me, like I love football.
Yeah.
You'll rarely find me watching anything other than football.
Yeah.
I'll watch anything and anything. But club football for me, I suppose the point of this is I'll watch it on my own. Like every match I'll watch on my own. Or, Amelia will watch it with me.
Yeah.
Reluctantly. But people always say, oh, do you not want to go to games? Do you ever go to games? Who do you support? Oh, I bet you're at the Emirates loads. Like, no. I couldn't think of anything worse than sitting in a stadium full of people who are so... this is... It's a small selection of fans, right? Who are so tribalistic
Yeah.
that... you feel the need to start insulting.
Abusing people.
Abuse! Abuse! excuse because they don't support your football team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to help people on the pitch.
I'm going to smash your head in because you support a different club. We're going to fight.
Yeah.
But to injure people.
I want to kill you with a brick.
Yeah.
Because you support the next team over.
A game. It's meant to be fun.
You live 15 feet away from me, but you support the team that is my team's rival. I want you to die.
Yeah. I don't blame you for not wanting to go to, because that's just uncomfortable.
It's just wild.
And then they get racist and especially when it's countries.
That's what I mean. Like the whole tribalism side of it. It brings out the worst side in people.
Yeah.
You know, to a point where they start abusing their own fans.
Yeah.
Their own players.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we doing?
It's bad, isn't it?
So for me, I would much rather sit in the comfort of my own home, on my own, watching it on Sky Sports.
100%.
Safe.
Yeah. You can enjoy it without people getting their 2 pence in.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what you've got to say, Dave.
Oh, God, yeah.
Stop being racist.
Yeah.
Stop threatening the opposing fans.
Yeah.
Watch the game and shut up.
Yeah. Cheer, yeah. Be frustrated that your team aren't winning, but leave the abuse at home, Dave? That goes to all Daves.
Don't leave the abuse at home because then the wife's going to get it.
I say Dave because it's a generic name.
Yeah. He's also our producer.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave.
He's a wrong one.
It is. Where you going tonight, Dave? Sitting
Drinking Stella.
Stella. Hope your wife's away for the weekend.
Yeah.
You coming home? Just state.